Good evening. Gun salutes marking the death of Prince Philip have taken place in London today. From midday, 41 rounds were fired at a rate of 1 shot per minute. They were fired at Woolwich Barracks as well as the Tower of London. Fire! Fire! Hyde Park was not included for fear of attracting crowds, but people have been gathering outside Buckingham Palace despite a request for well-wishers not to congregate because of COVID. As we've been hearing, the funeral will take place next Saturday at 3 p.m. and the coffin will be carried to St George's Chapel on a specially designed Land Rover. It's all happening in Windsor, where Prince Philip died. Here's Anna Geary on how Windsor is remembering the Duke.
Flowers lined the gates of Windsor Castle as hundreds more gathered to pay their respects the day after the death of one of their most famous residents. Condolence cards were left for the Queen, whilst locals reflected on a life well lived.
I think it was right and proper to pay our tribute to the gentleman who has looked after the Queen, supporting his role, and he's just a role model to us.
He's just been such a big inspiration to everyone with everything that he's done, and he's been with the Queen all these years. I mean, they're royals. You know, we love them.
As the Ranger of Windsor Great Park, Prince Philip made the land more accessible to the public and introduced deer. The mayor for the Royal Borough says the Duke also spearheaded charitable causes in the town he loved.
And he once said to us that Buckingham Palace was the office and Windsor was his home. And so he's remembered very fondly by the people of Windsor. Many, of course, will have met him on his walkabouts around the town here.
This was where Prince Philip remained with the Queen throughout the coronavirus pandemic. They had a reduced household of staff nicknamed HMS Bubble. This was also where the Duke spent his final days and where he will lie in rest.
His funeral will take place a week today and there will be a national minute's silence. In line with COVID regulations, there will be a limit of 30 guests attending. Meanwhile, this pub manager has plans to commemorate what would have been Prince Philip's 100th birthday in 2 months' time.
We're fully booked on June the 10th. We're doing a four-course lunch where all our locals are coming down. We'll make it a black tie-do now, where we will raise a glass to him every hour.
A celebration of their notable neighbour and all that he achieved for their town and country. Anna Geary, ITV News, Windsor.
On to the weather now.
Hey there, good evening. Rather grey today and 1 or 2 outbreaks of rain. Looks as though things are slowly going to improve during the evening as we move to a more northerly direction. That's going to help push this cloud away from us. It's going to leave us with clear spells and clear skies by the end of the night, but that's going to allow the temperatures to fall away, not helped by the cold air moving in from the north. So a rural air frost, and it means that Sunday is set to be a rather chilly start to the day, but at least some more sunshine around than today. And on the whole, it is looking like a pretty decent day all in all. Just a little bit of extra cloud bubbling up as we head into the afternoon. Temperature wise, well, it's going to remain on the chilly side. 7 to 9 Celsius your high, a little bit breezy in 1 or 2 spots, particularly out towards the west. And then another cold, chilly start to the day, but hopefully some nice sunshine at least to start Monday before we start to see more cloud moving in from the west later. Bye-bye.
That's all for now. We'll be back tomorrow. Until then, good evening.